Hello students, good morning. How are you all? Fine. Okay, fine. Today we are going to start a new lesson, that is earth structure. In this lesson, we will study about the inner part of the earth, not outer part. Okay. Students, our knowledge about the interior of the earth comes not from excavations and explorations. Students, we know that the earth is made of four layers, that is, the crust, mantle, inner core, and the outer core. But how do you know about the interior of the earth? So, in this chapter, we will study about it. Basically, our knowledge about the interior of the earth comes from the study of seismic waves, materials thrown up by volcanoes, and the evidence from the theories of the origin of the earth. Basically, we get knowledge about the interior of the earth by three ways. We can discuss one by one. Okay. First one, seismic waves. In respect of seismic waves or earthquake waves, only primary waves reach the surface of the earth. Students, what is seismic waves? Yes, the tension caused by the movement of the earth's plates builds up until it is released in the form of powerful vibrations. These vibrations travel in three types of waves. Which are they? P waves, that is primary waves, S waves or secondary waves, and L waves or long waves. Primary waves are the first earthquake waves to be recorded on seismograph of an earthquake. Only primary waves reach the surface of the earth. What is the reason? Because they can pass through solids, liquids, and gases. But the secondary waves or S waves do not pass through liquids. L waves travel along the surface of the earth and are recorded after the P and S waves. So, the P waves and S waves travel through the interior of the earth, right? The scientific instruments which record these waves have enabled scientists to know about the density, pressure, and temperature of the interior of the earth. Second one is materials thrown up by volcanoes. The molten material thrown up by volcanoes rises to the surface of the earth from the magma chamber deep inside the earth. From the study of this material, scientists have come to know about the materials that constitute the interior of the earth. Third one is the theories of the origin of the earth. Keeping in mind the theories of the origin of the earth, scientists study meteorites which fall on the surface of the earth. The earth is believed to be made up of similar types of materials as are meteorites. Now let us learn about earth structure. The earth is made up of several concentric layers. Do you know which is the outer layer of the earth? Yes, the outer layer is the earth's crust, that is lithosphere. The lithosphere or the outer crust is the thinnest layer made up of rocks, silicates, feldspar, and mica. Parts of the earth's crust that are immersed under the oceans and seas form the hydrosphere. Extending upwards, the earth is enveloped by a blanket of gases which make up atmosphere. So basically, crust is divided into two parts. Which are they, students? Yes, the outer layer lithosphere and inner layer hydrosphere. Now we can learn chemical composition. The lithosphere or the outermost crust of the earth is the thinnest layer. You know that the lithosphere is the outermost layer of the earth. So, that layer is the thinnest layer. Got it? Students, what is the meaning of lithos? Yes, it means rocks. So, it is made up of rocks with large content of silicates, feldspar, mica, etc. The lithosphere is divided into two broad divisions, the sial and sima. Sial is made up of silica and aluminium, which form the continents. Sima is made up of silica and magnesium, which make up the ocean floor. Sial floats over Sima because Sial has lower density than Sima. Did you get it? Sial layer forms the continents while Sima makes up the ocean floor. The core of the earth is called Nephe. It is made up of nickel and iron. Since these are heavy metals having high density, they are found deep inside the earth. So students, based on the chemical composition, the earth's interior is divided into three layers. Which are they? Yes, core, mantle and crust. Let us learn more about core. It is the most inaccessible part lying at the center of the earth. You can see in the picture that core lying in the center of the earth. The core is the densest part of the earth. It also divided into outer and inner core. The entire core is about 7,000 km in diameter. The temperature ranges from about 4,400 degrees Celsius to about 6,000 degrees Celsius. The core is composed of iron and nickel, which is responsible for Earth's magnetism. The magnetic field is oriented towards north and south poles. Students, which layer is responsible for Earth's magnetic field? Yes, the core of the Earth is responsible for the Earth's magnetic field. What is the reason? Yes, this is because the presence of iron and nickel in this layer. Okay. The solid state of inner core is due to high density and pressure, which have compressed the molten rock material. Next one is mantle. Mantle layer lies below the crust. Its average thickness is 2,900 km and makes up 84% of the Earth's total volume. The mantle is divided into two parts, the upper mantle and the lower mantle. It is cooler and made of solid rocks. The lower mantle extends from 700 km to 2,900 km. Lower mantle is hotter and denser than the upper mantle. At the depth of around 100 to 410 km, the mantle is partially molten and is known as the asthenosphere. So students, where is asthenosphere found? Yes, asthenosphere is found in the lower mantle. As the pressure increases towards the interior of the earth, the density also increases. The temperature varies between about 1000 degrees Celsius to around 3700 degrees Celsius. Next topic is Gutenberg discontinuity. Students, what is Gutenberg discontinuity? Did you see this picture? Yes, this is the boundary between the mantle and the core of the earth. It begins at the depth of 2,800 km. Here, there is an abrupt changes in the seismic waves that travel through the earth. Primary seismic waves or P waves decrease in velocity, while secondary seismic waves S or S waves disappear completely. We know that primary waves can pass through solids, liquids and gases, right? Students, why S waves disappear completely? S waves travel through the Earth's interior but cannot be transmitted by liquids. The boundary between mantle and core is dense, probably due to a greater percentage of iron. Next layer is crust or lithosphere. The crust is called lithosphere because it is a sphere of solid rocks. Crust is only 1% of Earth's mass and contains all known life in the universe. The crust is a relatively thin layer of rocks with a thickness of 60 km below high mountains and just 5 to 10 km below the oceans. Right? The temperature of the upper part of oceanic crust has been estimated at 0 degrees Celsius, but it gradually starts rising towards the interior. Students, which part of the earth is suitable for human habitation? Yes, the crust is suitable for human habitation. Why, children? What is the reason? Because it has an optimal temperature for human habitation, right? And its contact with atmosphere and hydrosphere provides the prerequisites for life. Next topic is Mohorovičić discontinuity. Students, what is Mohorovičić discontinuity? Yes, this forms the boundary between the crust and the mantle. So, it has the characteristics of both the crust and the mantle. Students, who discovered it? Yes, it was discovered by a Yugoslavian scientist, Andreja Mohorovičić, in 1909. It is simply known as Moho discontinuity. What are the characteristics? It forms the boundary between the crust and the mantle. Okay? Like the crust, it does not exist at a uniform depth. It is found at about 8 km beneath the oceans and about 32 km beneath the continents.